Hey guys, welcome back. I am coming with a new topic under chemotherapy, sulfonamides. Now these sulfonamides, these are the synthetic compound, one of the major synthetic compounds available which are used to treatment of number of infections. Learning outcome. After watching this video, learner will able to define sulfonamide, classify different sulfonamide compound, explain the mechanism of action of sulfonamide, describe pharmacokinetic parameter, clinical application, adverse effect, drug interactions and contraindications of sulfonamide. Sulfonamides, these are the group of man-made, that is synthetic medicine. They are synthesized in the laboratory that contain the sulfonamide chemical group. They are also called as sulfa drugs, and this is the general structure of sulfonamide. You can see here there is a para-amino group is there, and this SO2NH2, this is the sulfonamide group, and this group is required for the antibacterial or antimicrobial activity. These are the antimicrobial compound which contain SO2NH2 group, and this sulfonamide represent a diverse range of medicine with a diverse range of pharmacological actions. Classification of sulfonamide. According to their therapeutic uses, sulfonamides are classified as into two major classes: the drugs which are used to systemic infection and the drugs which are used for local GI infection. Now these drugs which are used for systemic infection, they are further classified depending upon the duration of action into three classes: short acting sulfonamide, the examples are sulfadiazine, sulfadimidine and sulfacetamide. Second is intermediate acting sulfonamide, the example is sulfamethoxazole. And third is long term or long acting sulfonamide, the example is sulfamethoxypyridazole. And the example for the drug which are used for local GI infection, the examples are sulfaguanidine and succinyl sulfathiazole. So this is the classification of sulfonamide. Antibacterial spectrum. Now these sulfonamides are effective against gram-positive bacteria as well as gram-negative bacteria like streptococci, staphylococcus, gonococci and pneumococci. Now you can see these are the streptococci, these are staphylococci. They are depending upon their shape and their arrangement, they are classified like that. Next, it is also effective against Haemophilus influenza, Vibrio, and it is also effective against Escherichia coli. The sulfonamide, they can act on Clostridia and Chlamydial species also. Now you can see the difference between gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. See, this is the gram-positive and this is gram-negative bacteria, and if you see the peptidoglycan part of this gram-positive is much more than, or it is negligible in case of gram-negative bacteria. Peptidoglycan is not present. So this is the big difference, and depending upon that, this the scientist Graham developed a staining method. Depending upon that, the bacteria is classified into gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Mechanism of action. Now this sulfonamide, they are similar to that of para-aminobenzoic acid, and this para-aminobenzoic acid is essential for the synthesis of folic acid, which is essential for growth and multiplication of microorganism. And this sulfonamide is structurally similar to para-aminobenzoic acid, and because of this structural similarity, sulfonamide will compete with PABA for dihydrotoluene synthetase enzyme and inhibit the further synthesis of dihydrofolic acid. And because of this deficiency of folic acid, the microorganism will not grow and multiply further, leading to bacteriostatic effect of sulfonamide. Now you can see the mechanism of action. This para-amino, normally what happen when normally the patient is infected with microorganism. PABA react with pteridine in presence of dihydrotoluene synthetase, which convert it into dihydrotoluic acid. This is further divided. This dihydrotoluic acid plus glutamate in presence of dihydrofolate synthetase enzyme convert into dihydrofolic acid. Now the next, this dihydrofolic acid in presence of dihydrofolate reductase, where NADPH is get converted into NADP, and this will form the tetrahydrofolic acid, and this tetrahydrofolic acid that will form thymidine, purine and methionine and different amino acids, and that are required for the normal protein amino acid synthesis for the microorganism, and that will be utilized for further growth and multiplication. Now we can see when we are taking the sulfa drug, what will happen. You can see when the sulfonamide is used for the treatment, because of this structural similarity, you can see the para-aminobenzoic acid and sulfonamide, you can see that will block this dihydrotoluene synthetase enzyme, and that will block this formation of dihydrotoluic acid, so that this next synthesis will not occur, and that may lead to bacteriostatic action of this sulfonamide. You can see that the structure between para-aminobenzoic acid and sulfonamide, you can see these are almost structurally similar, so that's why they will compete. Sulfonamide react with this pyridine in presence of dihydrotoluene synthetase and block the formation of dihydrotoluic acid, and further synthesis is blocked. So this is the mechanism of action of sulfonamide. Pharmacokinetic parameter, it is very well absorbed orally. Main site of absorption is small intestine. In blood, they are loosely bound to plasma protein, and its free acylated sulfonamide are mainly excreted in urine. Adverse effect. This sulfonamide causes renal complication. This is the major adverse effect. At acidic or neutral urine, acylated form of this sulfonamide is precipitated in collecting tubules and calyces. This causes crystalluria, albuminuria, hematuria, oligouria and anuria. Now we will see what do you mean by that. Now in case of crystalluria, the acylated form will get precipitated and that will form the crystals like this. Next, albuminuria, you can see the presence of albumin in urine. You can see that in case of healthy kidney what will happen, and in case of damaged kidney what will happen. Then hematuria, presence of blood. This is the normal urine and this is the bloody urine. That is because of the sulfonamide, that the presence of blood in urine. Then next is oligouria, that is the urine output is decreased tremendously. You can see the normal urine output here, and here you can see the only cup is mentioned. So the urine output is decreased to a greater extent, and in case of anuria there is almost negligible or nil. There is no at all urine output will be seen in case of anuria. Again, other than this, on blood system sulfonamide causes aplastic anemia. So these are the adverse effects. Now this minimization of renal complication of this sulfonamide, for that you have to high fluid intake to ensure the adequate urine output. That can be done, and by doing the alkalization of urine, as if you see that the acylated form will precipitate in a case of neutral or at neutral and acidic pH, but in alkaline pH they will not get precipitated out, and we will get free from crystal urea, so that we can make our system alkaline by using the sodium bicarbonate, so that the renal complication of sulfonamide can be minimized. Other than that, again, to avoid anuria or oligouria, high fluid intake is given to that patient. Other than this, the third one is you can use the sulfa combination. Clinical application: used to treat urinary tract infection which is caused by Escherichia coli. So the infection in the ureter, kidney, in the urinary bladder as well as in the urethra, which is caused by Escherichia coli, this is a drug of choice for the treatment. Also to treat acute bacillary dysentery, this is an intestinal infection caused by group of Shigella bacteria which can be found in human gut. Also it can be used for the prophylaxis, that is prevention of meningococcal meningitis. In the treatment of trichoma. Now what do you mean by trichoma? It is an infectious disease caused by bacterium Chlamydia trachomatis, and also it is used in treatment of inclusion conjunctivitis. You can see what happened, that total dryness of the eye takes place in case of chlamydia or trichoma disease, and in case of conjunctivitis you can see that rending of the white part of your eye can be seen here. Next, to treat nocardiasis. Now this nocardiasis, it is a disease caused by bacteria which are found in soil or standing water. So this bacteria may go into your system, and that will affect your lungs. Also the different parts are get affected, and if this disease is not treated, that may be fatal. In the management of burn and as well as in the skin disorders, this sulfonamide can be used. Contraindications: they are contraindicated in history of sulfa hypersensitivity, advanced kidney disease with an elevated blood urea nitrogen, and it is contraindicated in pregnant women in last trimester. So this is the contraindication. Now interaction with oral anticoagulant and methotrexate, it increases the pharmacological effect by displacing them from plasma protein binding. Also it will potentiate the effect of oral hypoglycemic agent, that is again by displacing the plasma protein binding. Analgesic like endomethacin, salicylate and probenecid reduces efficacy of sulfonamide by displacing it from the binding site. So these are the interaction. So here I conclude. If you have any problem, you can call me on this number. Till then, stay home and be safe and enjoy your learning. Happy learning. Goodbye.